I thank the chairman for holding this hearing. It's so important, and to this point, no one has yet been held accountable for the disastrous, deadly, embarrassing withdrawal from Afghanistan. In fact, last year, General Frank McKenzie, then retired general in charge of CENTCOM, said he himself had many regrets about what happened in Afghanistan. In March of this year, I asked Secretary Austin before the House Armed Services Committee, sir, do you have any regrets? General McKenzie has regrets. General Austin, Secretary of Defense for the United States of America, overseeing this withdrawal, do you have any regrets? He said, I have no regrets. And I wonder from each of you, how does that make you feel when you hear the top leader of our Pentagon, of our military, say he has no regrets about what happened in Afghanistan? Colonel, we'll start with you.
Extremely frustrated and let down.
You know, I lost 6 soldiers from my unit in Afghanistan in 2007, and the fact that there has not been a examination of why these failures, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, why these failures keep happening, is very frustrating to me, because it seems that the next time we get into one of these interventions, we're going to make the same basic mistakes, and it's going to heighten the risk of another disaster, and that I find unacceptable.
Sir, this is my current leadership, and I am not in a position to speak on the matter of this question.
Understood. Hopefully one day you'll be able to tell us what you really think. Colonel, respond to Secretary Austin, though. I mean, the arrogance to say that. I mean, the families behind you who lost loved ones, the heroes that we lost that deadly day and other deadly days in Afghanistan, to say that you have no regrets. I mean, to me, it was as a veteran of the war in Afghanistan, who served with others, heroes that we lost, to say I have no regrets. I mean, respond to that, Colonel.
All combat veterans have regrets. You know, I've been very fortunate where the VA has been able to help me, and I've got a support team that helps me work through that every day. But I find that comment tone deaf and not tethered to reality. You have to have regrets. You should. It looks like September 10th, 2001 there now. It's only getting worse. There's nothing but regret and pain and struggle there. So I find that statement to be wildly painful for everyone who's had to put in blood, sweat, and tears, for the families that lost their family members. I mean, it's got me absolutely livid. I don't know what I would say to them, but I strongly disagree on every level.
Yeah. Can you unpack more about what happened leading up to the withdrawal? There's been a lot of discussion today about the decision to close down Bagram and rely on the very public airport in Kabul to withdraw. But can you tell us more about for General Austin, who led troops in Afghanistan, to say he has no regrets? Can you talk more about that decision to close down Bagram that led to the devastation that happened in Kabul? How could he say he has no regrets when obviously those were terrible decisions that were made?
I can't speak for Secretary Austin. I can explain why that happened from a planner's perspective, because this idea and this concept that we would be able to run this diplomatic island in perpetuity in Kabul was something that the administration decided that's what was going to happen. And they forgot that the enemy gets a vote, and that they wished away a lot of these other issues that clearly came to pass, that everybody was warning, not just the military leadership, but also the interagency and the intelligence community was just telegraphing this every day. I find it, I just cannot figure out the decision making. I know why they picked HKIA, because it was close to the embassy, and they just fell in love with their plan.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in both places, Bagram and the North Kaya, throughout Kabul. It's a decision that will never make sense to me, and I hope one day we can unpack it more. I want to finish with one quick question. My time is almost expired. Representative Mills dug into this question. President Trump led us down a path to withdraw from Afghanistan, but to keep a light footprint of special operation forces there in place. And I wonder, Colonel, if we would have adopted that plan, that course of action, would those lives likely have been saved that day?
Speaking as a retired Green Beret myself, I have no doubt in my mind that if we had Green Berets, SEALs, Air Force Special Operations, MARSOC out, holding the picket line with our Afghan, especially the Afghan SOF that were there, we would have stood a much, much greater chance to build time and space to work on all the things that needed to be worked on in Kabul.
Yeah, thank you for that answer. To the families who are here, I will spend the rest of my time in Congress fighting for accountability for those who made this ridiculous and stupid decisions that led to the loss of your loved ones. I promise you that. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.